So here we are in Croydon. This is where you grew up.
Yes.
And
Pollard's Hill, the spot.
is this the place that inspired those sketch shows when you started writing that comedy series?
150%. Like, I think, do you know what? My first ever like idea for a sketch show was actually from here. And I remember there's a big hill up there. Oh, it's bloody at the sun. There's a big hill up there that I remember I wanted like an iconic scene where we was all just running down the hill. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that show failed. But yeah, you know.
You have to have some failures to get to the positives.
No, 100%.
So all the characters that are in your comedy show, and the comedy show is called Swill, right? Tell us about the title.
Busy, man, you know, doing some serious crimes, mate. You even interrupted me, mate.
Oh, hashtag Swill, it stands for Somewhere in London. So it's inspired by just different characters that, you know, I've observed growing up in London.
Are they real characters?
Yeah, because, you know, like you would see an Uber driver that's an African man. Obviously, they're real characters, but I've added my own twist, you know, my own little creative flair. You see, like with my comedy, I'm not like taking the mick out of people. It's more kind of just finding the funny in different situations, you know what I'm saying? So someone might come and say, oh, that reminds me of my dad. My dad's like that, but you know, it's not like, oh, I'm taking a mick out of your dad, you know what I'm saying?
Tell us about Big Shaq.
2 + 2 is 4, -1, that's 3, quick maths.
Do you know what? It's so mad because he was a late addition to the series, but he was, you know, I reckon when I was younger, I definitely had elements of Big Shaq in me. Definitely. I wasn't like how I am now. He became so relatable just because of the fact that everyone's seen someone like a Big Shaq, no matter what environment you're from.
And what was it about you when you were younger that was relatable to who he is?
What was it about me? How I dress, how I speak, my behaviors. I think there was a period in my life that I reckon I always knew what I wanted to do. However, you know, just being around the wrong company, do you know what I'm saying? And just getting caught up in just things which weren't, let's say, as productive as, let's say, what I'm doing now. And so that's why I say, yeah, definitely. So he's all the characters are very, like, they all hold a place in my heart. Obviously with the song, it's called Man's Not Hot, so.
Man's not hot. I tell her man's not hot, never hot. The girl told me, take off your jacket. I said, babe, man's not hot.
Man's Not Hot is him talking in third person, right? You know, so usually in the summertime, you might get a lot of young people that might just go out and they'll always have their jacket on. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a common thing that you see, and they never want to take it off, even though it might be like 40, 50 degrees, they'll still have their jacket on. And it was just him expressing himself through that song, and that's literally it.
Man can never be hot, never hot. Perspiration ting, spray that. Links effect, come on. You didn't hear me, did you? Nah, use roll-on. Use that, or spray.
In a nutshell.
Kind of ridiculing those kids, right?
Not really ridiculing, it's more like, do you know what, he's making a statement. Like, I'm not hot. Like, you can say whatever you want, but I'm not taking this jacket off. And literally, that's what it is. It's never like ridiculing, it's more, this is me, this is my life, this is how I live. Do you know what I'm saying? You might be hot, but I'm not hot. That's
So apart from you becoming huge from the back of that song, and the lyrics obviously being mega, the jacket has become a superstar in its own right. So that jacket this year at the Brit Awards had its own entry moment. It was like a superstar entry.
The girl told me, take off your jacket. I said, babe, man's not hot.
Tell us about that.
So, big up Jack Whitehall, my guy. Yeah, but they wanted to do something, you know, funny with the jacket, and so it was mad because, you know, I actually wore a different jacket. You know, I got flavour. I'm a fashion man, do you know what I'm saying? I got the feng shui. So I put on something different, and obviously Jack had the original, and I just liked the concept, the way we were able to bounce it off, and it created something which was great, I think, for just the culture. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the people on Twitter and people haven't seen that before, so it's nice to be a part of that. When I started seeing how far like the song's gone and the amount of kids that knew it, oh my God, I was just like, yo, it's crazy. I don't know, what can you say? I could just be grateful, do you know what I'm saying?
I think people really particularly enjoying doing the gunshot.
Effects.
Like, what was your thinking when you did that?
Do you know what, we were in the fire in the booth, and like at the time, Shaq was frustrated that Charlie Sloth hadn't given him a shot, And so when he went in there, he was just airing out all his frustrations. And so when he said the thing goes scrap, do you know what I'm saying? That was just him in his element, just airing out his frustration. Like, Charlie, you don't think I could do this? I could do this, watch. And he just laid it all out.
The thing goes scrap. Skitty kid pop pop. And the poop poop boom.
One thing I have heard you say is that Big Shaq is a roadman who wants a positive life. He wants to change that round. Tell us a little bit about that. Where does that come from?
Yeah, it's real life because you know, I think like when I was younger and just just growing up, and you know, a lot of people they say, oh, you become a product of your environment. Do you know what I'm saying? I think, you know, some people come from homes where, you know, their parents are not maybe that affluent, and, you know, I think it's hard for them, and so they end up, let's say, maybe going down the wrong path, and it's, a lot of people want to escape that. Do you get what I'm saying? And so for me, creating a character like that, I wanted people to understand, or I just wanted to show his journey of, you know, him actually coming out from, you know, because if you watch Swill, you see, cool, he tried to be a youth worker, it didn't work. He tried to do modelling, it didn't work. He tried to, what else did he, he's tried to do so many different things. He tried to be like a pawnbroker at jewelers, it didn't work. Do you know what I'm saying? And so it's when I say it's about them frustrations of literally showing people, taking people through that journey, and he's ended up, you know, going to do a freestyle, and it's ended up working in his favour.
I've heard you say in the past that you got caught up, and you mentioned it a minute ago, where you were sometimes hanging out with the wrong people. You've even spent a little bit of time in prison. That must feel like a lifetime away now.
Yeah, 100%, 150%. I think.
What do you think of when you think of those times now?
They helped me to become the person that I am today, and you know, I thank God for, like, you know, just himself, the good people that I have around me, and just, you know, like I always knew that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and I just knew that whatever situation I was going through was just a situation I was going through, and I always believed in my dreams and believed in the things that I wanted to do. And so without going through certain things, sometimes you will never appreciate where you are today. And so I'm always grateful for everything that I've been through, and I'll never change it for anything. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's what makes you who you are.
What changed for you mindset-wise back then to the successful route? Because Anthony Joshua said that it was a judge that gave him his second chance. He said at 19 he had an electronic tag on his ankle. Less than a decade later, he's a heavyweight champ. So who gave you that second chance? If you had to name someone, was it yourself? Was it your faith? Was it something else?
No, I think obviously definitely my faith got a big part to play in it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I think, like, and I always say it, do you know what I'm saying? Because I think my relationship with God definitely helped me a lot. I think, like, you know, just having supportive people around me as well. Do you get me? I think that played a big part. You know, family, especially like my dad, brother, do you know, sister. You know, you got like your siblings and that, they look up to you. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, even my mum. You know, just different. And it's a combination of things. I can't really put it on one thing, but I think for me, I think he was just like, I just know that I'm much better than whatever situation I ever found myself in. Because I remember, I promise you, certain times I remember walking through like just the estates and that, thinking, oh my God, like no one around here, like, or around me is doing what I want to do. Do you get what I'm saying? So I was thinking, am I ever going to be able to do it? Do you get what I'm saying? Am I ever going to? Because, you know, everyone just, I don't know, it's just like, just life takes people to different places. Do you know what I'm saying? Everyone's got big dreams and then they don't end up living it. But I said I was so determined to make sure that I live it. So determined, you know. And
how did the internet impact your future career opportunities?
I think the internet provided a platform where I don't have to wait for somebody else to give me the green light. Do you understand? I can give myself the green light. If you go on out there, you can go out there, create, take it to the marketplace, you know? And, you know, like I mentioned, like some ideas I've had failed terribly. Do you know what I'm saying?
What's the percentage do you think of the failures before the success?
Oh man, do you know what? Like a lot of things that I did didn't work out like how I planned it in my head. If certain things, if I'd blown up at those times there, I wouldn't have been ready for it. Number one, number two, I wouldn't have the maturity to be able to handle it. And you know what I'm saying? And I think now the internet's in a totally new place, and it's a very exciting place, especially for like people that are creative. Regardless, you don't even have to be in the creative industry. If you've got like a business idea, there's anything, journalism, dance, music, you know, like whatever it is you want to do, there's an audience now, you know, and so it's brilliant to be able to have that and tap into that. Yeah.
I even saw Jeremy Corbyn at a Labour Party conference. So the political parties are really trying to court the young people's votes at the moment. Do you think politicians listen to young people and engage with them seriously?
Well, some of them do, you know. As for the people that actually, let's say, make the decisions at the top, I'm not too sure about that, you know. But I think right now there's a big cry from young people, just in terms of, you know, just wanting more things in terms of resources and, you know, things that can actually help them. And, you know, I think right now is the time to actually listen to that cry.
On the other side of the pond, we have Kanye West championing Donald Trump, saying he's a big fan of him. What does Michael Dapaah think of Kanye West?
Boy, everybody's entitled to whatever they want to think and whatever they want to do, do you know what I'm saying? If that's what Kanye wants to represent, Kanye gonna represent that. But for me, it's like, I'm a man of the people, innit? Do you get me? And I think I'll always stand with the people, because I understand what it feels like to not feel like you're not being heard. Do you get what I'm saying? Or not feel like there's no place for you sometimes. You get what I'm saying? So I can definitely empathize with some of the youth as well. Do you get me? But then I also think it's also up to like us as well. You know, some of us that's like slightly older now. Do you get what I'm saying? That's been through certain things. Like we can now be of positive influence. You know, so that people can actually see that, you know, bro, you don't actually have to go down this route, or sis, you don't have to go down this route. Do you know what I'm saying? Look at her, she grew up from this area, from doing these things, and look at her now, look at him now. And there's so many different examples, and it's not just in entertainment. There's great doctors, lawyers, teachers, maths, like people just doing amazing things, journalists. And I just think it's about also allowing people to see that side, because sometimes people don't see that side. Not everyone's going to be a footballer, not everyone's going to be an entertainer, you know, not everyone's going to be a musician. Like, so I think it's about also shining light on these things and, you know, glorifying the positive things.
One of the things that impacted you and that you went through was an old childhood friend of yours called Nathan. Tell me about Nathan.
Yeah, Nathan, crazy. Yeah, Nathan was my guy, man. So Nathan, do you know what? Nathan was the first person that actually like picked up a camera to film me. So, you know, I've always had like wacky ideas, and I had an idea when I was in college called Them Free. And I was doing it with my mates, Adam and Arjun, and, you know, Nathan always came, he had his little camera, he said, bro, yeah, we're gonna shoot this, you know what I'm saying? I told him what the idea was, spoke, and I don't know, we just started creating. You know, he was doing really well. And just like pressures of just growing up. And, you know, he was suffering with like mental illnesses and stuff like that, and he ended up taking his own life, and it was a tough point for myself and, you know, just people that were connected to Nathan as well, because he was a good guy. Do you know what I'm saying? Really good guy. He was so charged up to do some great things, so I just said, you know, I'm gonna just go out and just try and do whatever's in my heart as well, you know. But
it's interesting that people are talking about it more now, because it's not a taboo subject anymore.
Yeah.
If people had been talking about it back then, what would you have been able to say to him to support him? What would you say to people that might be going through similar things today?
You got to speak out, you know. It's the same kind of thing with like what we're talking about, just with like young people and stuff, innit? Like, you got to, if the environments and the platforms are created where people feel like they can go and speak about things, and people feel like, you know, you care. Do you get what I'm saying? I think if those things are created, then it makes it easier, and for people to know, you're not alone. Do you get me? Because I think sometimes you can feel so secluded in just as a young person. Do you get what I'm saying? Because there's just so much going on. For me, that's one thing I wish we could have all done for Nathan, and for anybody else. I think it's important to have that. When I speak about pressures and that, I think, see, like something like the internet right now, yeah? The internet's a place where that's where everyone goes now, isn't it? It's not like before where, it's mad, I was thinking about this the other day, like a 10-year-old has the same access as a 31-year-old. And it's so mad, do you know what I'm saying? And you might see another 10-year-old living a certain lifestyle and you might think, rah, you're so lucky. I want to live like that. When I was 10, I didn't have a phone and Instagram and all of these things. But I go on my Instagram and I see 10-year-olds and I'm just thinking, what the heck are you doing with a phone? You know what I'm saying? And like, people are getting brought up now through the internet and through everything else that they're seeing, and it's become such a place of influence that I just think it's allowing people to go left, and and I just think it's about drawing people back in. Us, parents, carers, just people in communities, and us taking responsibilities.
You mentioned the parity between the age groups that are able to access the internet.
Yeah.
One thing that politicians have been talking about a lot is whether they should be blaming the internet, the tech giants, music and more for youth violence.
Yeah.
There's such a knife epidemic in London at the moment. Does that worry you?
No, 100%. I just I've been seeing a lot of that, and people are trying to target, let's say, drill music for it being responsible for a lot of the young people and all the stabbings and stuff that's going on. But it's same thing. It's like pop and rock, for example. They speak about their realities. You know what I'm saying? Sadly, things like drugs and suicide and just different things happening. And obviously, these guys on this side are speaking about their realities as well. I think we need to start addressing the issue from the root cause. Do you get what I'm saying? Rather than, just targeting music or entertainment and this. You know what? Entertainment, some of the stuff that does come out is not all positive, and not everything that comes out is great. And sometimes it is glorified, but it's glorified on a global scale. So to hone down on just one genre and say we blame it on just this genre, I think it's a bit unfair. Do you know what I'm saying? You've got to, like I said, address the root cause of it. I just think, like I said, but previously, I think love is missing. Definitely. Do you get what I'm saying? I just think we just live in an era where it's everyone's so like get money driven, and like I just feel like it's love's definitely missing. I feel secondly, like I said, opportunities and resources, and the more we continue to shine light on the negative, that's all people are gonna see. Do you know what I'm saying? And I said it's definitely important to show people the other side of the coin. Show people other people that are doing great things that can inspire. Because think about it, when I was young, maybe when I was like 9-10 years old, I'm not switching on my TV and I'm seeing, oh, so and so got stabbed in North London, in South London, in these places. Do you know what I'm saying? You weren't really seeing it. Now the kids are switching on TVs and that's what they're seeing, and those are the reports that they're getting. And shine light more on great things, not to say neglect the issue, but I think it's also about making sure that you show that there is another side, and I think that's what's important. I'm a creative individual. Do you get what I'm saying? When you say grime star, I've never considered myself as a grime star. I consider myself as a creative, and when I say a creative, I can create comedy, I can create music, I can write scripts. There is no box to this thing, and that's why I always try to tell people. When I go to other countries where people may not know about, let's say, UK rap and stuff like that, they tell me, oh, because we listen to your song, we've gone and we've researched and we've seen, oh, there's so-and-so here, and there's this person and that person, and it's actually shining more light.
Like the gateway to more.
You can call it whatever you want, do you know what I'm saying? But it's good. Do you get what I'm saying? Because like people would, let's say urban music, they may not have been paying attention like that on a global scale, and it's nice to know that, you know, people are paying attention like that. I'm not trying to take nobody's position or whatever. I'm just trying to do what I do, enjoy creativity, and leave a mark.
A, B, C, alphabet. The ting goes.
When it comes to British black talent in the past, when I think of comedians like Jeannie Asheray or actors like Idris Elba, they've had to actually move to the States to make it happen for them. Do you think anything's different for your generation?
I think we've got the internet, which is a really big tool, because it exposes, it's a worldwide thing, do you know what I'm saying? So like people from America can see what's popping in the UK just like we can see what's popping in America. So a lot of people's, like, let's say dream and visions back then was, oh, I want to just move to the States. I want to just move to the States. But you know what, like, there's opportunities everywhere now. Do you get me? And it's not just the States. The States is a wonderful place. And, you know, I'm most likely going to go and do some work there as well. But it's like London is emerging in talent and resources when it comes to entertainment. So,
and often the States are looking at us. The UK set so many trends.
150%. Do you know what I'm saying? They take stuff from here all the time, and then they just go and blow it up over there, and then we're looking like, oh my days, that was our thing. But bro, you lot should have done something with that. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just think we just got to use what we have, and you know, we can make things blow up over here as well. You know.
You're Ghanaian, and I feel like in recent years the world's really opened up to how great African culture is, whether it's impacting poetry or literature or music or food. It's really blown up. What's taken the world so long to basically come and see the impact that African culture is having?
I just think people weren't embracing being African back in the day. Everyone was hiding from it. You know what I'm saying? Everyone was hiding from it. Like, you know, when I was in school, everyone definitely wanted to be a Caribbean, and it just seemed like the cool thing to do. And, you know, I think now with such an emergence of, you know, great talent and, you know, as you said, you know, so many great things coming from there, now there's more of a light being shown on, let's say, Africa, and people appreciating where they're from. Do you know what I'm saying? But I've always appreciated where I was from, do you know? Even though, like, I hadn't been there in years, you know what I'm saying? I knew, like, I think the foundation for me at home, you know, from my folks and that was, you know, understanding where you're from, understanding your roots, because that's important, you know, and that's what, let's say, instilled things like the work ethic within me as an individual, regardless of your environment and your surroundings, you know, appreciate it. You're from here, this is what we do over here. Don't get lost in the sauce and think you can just coast, because we don't have that. It's not going to happen.
You mentioned your folks. What do your folks make of this? Your career, your life? Were they always happy with this career?
Nah. What? Nah. These lot were happy with this. Nah, no way. You know what I'm saying? No, they weren't. Like, it was. I think, like my parents coming, especially like my father coming, you know, being an orphan and growing up, and, you know, coming from, let's say, just being someone who's very book smart, and, you know, his education is what got him to where he was. His like, you know, ultimate desire was for all of us to make sure that we all get our education, and, you know, education is going to open the door for all of us as well. Do you get me? So that was the route that we were all pushed down, because that's all they knew. Do you know? And so, you know, when I've come and I've said, I want to go into entertainment and comedy, acting, and all of this other stuff, and then my sister wants to do hair and all of this other stuff, it was just like, yeah, it's great, but focus on your books. Do you know what I'm saying?
And what do they say now?
Boy, could have been more proud, man. You know what I'm saying? No, it's. Has
their lifestyle changed because of you?
Yeah, you know what? They get a lot more attention at work, and they get attention everywhere. Do you know? But I think it's good, because, like I said, it just shows it's possible, and I think that's what's important. And for them as well, it shows them that, you know what, there is actually different ways now. You know, and I think, like I said, it's all about the box mentality. Do you get me? When you just think within this box, and only this is possible. We can only do this. No, man, break the boundaries of the box. I just hate that. I don't like to think in no box. I'm just ask these lot. When I come up with ideas, I come up with some mad ideas. I don't care. Even if I remember when we didn't have the resources to do stuff. I'll still come up with the maddest ideas, and we'll just find a way. Do you know what I'm saying? Because
it's funny, you mentioned the box, and listening to you, I keep feeling like the moment that changed you might have been the time when you were actually in that physical box of being in prison. Do you think prison was good for you?
Yeah, helped. It helped. You see, being in a confined space like that can do two things to you. It can either make you worse, or it can help you to become better. Do you know what I'm saying? And one thing I've understood just like growing up is it's all about perspective. Do you get me? You can be in a physical box, but your mind can be somewhere else. And for me, my mind was always outside of the box, regardless of being inside of a box. And I think that's what helped me. So it's like when you're free from that the physical box, you can just run. Do you know what I'm saying? You could just go, regardless of what challenges and all the things that you face. You know what I'm saying? Just thank God, innit? Do you know what I'm saying?
So could it be a solution when it comes to all this youth violence and gang crime and knife violence? Do you think prison actually might be a solution to making people find a perspective?
No, like, do you know what it is? Like, I'll be honest with you, it's all subjective. It's up to the individual. Like I said, the prison system's even glorified. Do you get what I'm saying? And people don't mind, you know, I'll go and do a bird. Do you know what I'm saying?
So do you think it's not harsh enough? Should it be more?
Bro, I like I said, it's about. It's not that it's not harsh enough. I just think, people. Once again, it's just systems. If we got like maybe different systems in place, not to say that there's not systems there already, but maybe different systems in place to help people in their reformation process.
Like opportunities and rehabilitation.
That's right. So those having those things there would I believe would be great.
So what are the dreams for the next few years? What's the ultimate ambition?
Ultimate ambition? To be happy, to inspire, to motivate, and to just produce great work. Honestly, like, you know, obviously, I know in my mind what we want to do, you know, just with entertainment as a whole. Do you get what I'm saying? But I've realized that no matter how high you get and no matter the accolades or wherever you can achieve this, blah, 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 if you're not happy doing what you're doing, it's pointless.
Michael Dapaah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Pointless. I want to make sure that I'm happy and, you know, show that, you know, you don't have to go cuckoos and, and reach these heights, man. You can still enjoy yourself, you know. Oh, snap. And can I say one more thing about what's coming next? Can I say it?
Just say it.
Can I say it?
Come on, be your
Whoa. Big Shaq's got a new song. Woo! And it's landing very soon. Bang, bang, boomy. That's all you're going to get, bruv.